Hello students, previous session of the chapter we learned about the water pollution, all about water and its pollution and how to save water getting from polluted. So in today's class we will discuss about mineral riches in the soil. So yes, obviously where can we find minerals? The majority of minerals will be found in the soil, right? So hence we need to study first of all everything about soil. So one question. Where can we find soil? Yes, soil will be present in the outermost layer of the earth. And what do we call for the layer? Yes, it is called crust. So soil, it will be present in the outermost layer of earth, which is called crust. Which is called crust, C-R-U-S-T. Okay. So the soil, it will be present in the outermost layer. There are many layers of the earth. So among which crust? It is the layer where we can find the soil. But students, you must know that soil took thousands of years to form. So it took many thousand years to make to form the soil. So in today's session we will discuss what are the factors that forms the soil. मतलब किन चीजों से soil बना है और किन चीजों ने soil को बनने में involve हुआ है. Okay? So that the factors which make soil are the sun. The sun played a very most important character in the formation of the soil. The sun, next even the water, the wind and also the living organisms. So all these four factors together they help in the formation of the soil. So now how does this sun help in the formation of soil? How the water help and what is the role of the wind in the formation of the soil and how do organisms help in the formation of the soil? That we will study in detail through the animated upcoming graphics. Okay. So after that we will also learn about the components of soil. That means here we will come to know how the soil is formed or what factors make the soil. After this we will study what is the soil composed of or what are the minerals present in those soil and what amount of minerals will be present in that soil. So take out your explanation book and note each and every point that will be highlighted in the graphics. Okay, listen it carefully.
Mineral riches in the soil. Soil is the uppermost layer of the earth. It is essential for our survival and development. Soil serves as natural habitat for microbes, plants, and animals. The outermost layer of our earth is called the crust, and the minerals found in this layer supply a variety of nutrients to life forms. These minerals are available to the organisms if they are broken down near the surface of the earth. This process is called weathering, which results in the formation of soil. Weathering involves a number of physical, chemical, and biological processes. Various factors that make soil are as follows. The sun. The alternate heating and cooling of the rocks break up the rocks into smaller pieces. The rocks are heated up during the daytime and get expanded. At night, these rocks cool down and contract. Since all parts of the rock do not expand and contract at the same rate, cracks develop in the rocks. Thus, the rock is broken up into smaller pieces. Water. Water is another factor that helps in the formation of soil. It acts in two ways. Water gets into the cracks in the rocks developed due to uneven heating by the sun. This water, if frozen, causes widening of the cracks. Fast-moving water erodes the rocks and often carries with it big and small pebbles of rock downstream. This again wear down into smaller and smaller particles. The water takes these particles along with it and deposits it further down its path. Wind. Like water, strong winds also erode the rocks and wear them down. The wind also carries soil particles from one place to another. Living organisms. Living organisms also play a significant role in the formation of soil. Lichens often grow on the surface of soil and release acids that cause the rock surface to powder down and form a thin layer of soil. Small plants like mosses, which grow in this thin layer of soil, cause the rock to break up further. The roots of shrubs and trees may grow into the cracks in the rock and break into smaller pieces. Based on the nature and composition, the soil is classified into 6 major types. They are alluvial soil, rich in loam and clay. Black soil, it has predominantly clay. Red soil, it is sandy to loam. Mountain soil, it is stony, sandy soil. Desert soil, it is sandy and poor in organic carbon. Laterite soil, it has porous clay, rich in iron and aluminium hydroxide. The capacity of the soil to sustain the plant growth with required nutrients is called fertility of the soil. Fertility of the soil declines due to certain reasons. Soil erosion. Continuous cultivation of crops in the same land. Soil fertility is sustained by the human efforts and natural processes. So, soil is therefore termed as maintainable natural resource. Components of soil. Texture of the soil is determined by the size of constituent particles. Soil particle and their size. Name of particle: gravel. Diameter of particles above 2 millimeters. Coarse sand 2 millimeters to 0.2 millimeters. Fine sand 0.2 millimeters to 0.02 millimeters. Silt 0.02 millimeters to 0.002 millimeters. Clay below 0.002 millimeters. Soil water. Water is present in the intercellular spaces of soil particles. This water is called gravitational water. The water held between the soil particles due to capillary action is called capillary water. This form of water is available to plant roots for absorption. Soil air. The size of the soil particle affects the size of the air space present in the soil. Air is essential for the respiration of roots and soil organisms. The soil air also affects the drainage of the soil. Larger the airspace, more rapid the drainage. Humus. Humus is present near the soil surface and it is formed from the dead remains of plants and animals by the activity of soil organisms. Humus increases the fertility of the soil. Nutrients or inorganic matter and minerals. Soil gets its inorganic matter from the parental rocks from which it is formed. In the fields, they are added as fertilizers. Soil minerals and inorganic salts together constitute inorganic matter. Plants require at least 16 different nutrients for their growth. Based on the amount of requirements, the nutrients are divided into 2. Macronutrients. They are required in large amounts. They are also called major elements. Example: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Micronutrients. They are required in small amounts. That is, traces. Example, iron, manganese, copper, zinc, boron, molybdenum and chlorine. Of these nutrients, plants absorb carbon from carbon dioxide, oxygen from air, and water from the soil, and hydrogen from water in the soil. Other nutrients are obtained from the soil, so it acts as a reservoir of nutrients. Living organisms. The number of organisms like bacteria, fungi, algae, earthworms, roundworms and insects are present in the soil. Bacteria and fungi decompose the dead organisms and release the minerals back to the soil. Some bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate, which is absorbed by the plants. Earthworms loosen and soften the soil by burrowing.
Okay students, so that was our today's class. The further content we shall continue in the next class. So do and complete your work on time and just get preparing for the examination purpose. Thank you.